What's up, YouTubers? I have what's called a professional grade RC car, and it's different than a normal toy RC that you would get like at Target or Walmart. It's has a higher grade of quality, and people in America actually race them in RC races like around the world. So basically, it's like a professional toy. For those people that have never seen one before. Anyways, I was looking on YouTube, and the one that I have, there's not many videos on YouTube, like reviews or whatever, and I just thought I would make a review. It's kind of, yeah, it's just a review. Okay, so this is my HPI Blitz, which is, HPI is a well-respected professional RC company, and this is a Blitz, which is kind of an old RC. As you can see, it's what's called a short course truck, which basically means it looks kind of like how a trophy truck looks in real life and performs as such also. What makes it look like that is obviously the body, and it has smaller wheels than some have compared to the actual body of the RC car. Like maybe a Truggy would have larger wheels and they would be extended farther out than a Blitz would, or a short course truck would. Anyways, that's how it looks. This isn't the stock body. Stock body's over here. It's pretty beat up. It's been used a lot. So if you look on the internet for Blitzes, they're gonna have this body usually, or another alternative black one. I kind of drew on it a little bit. It's pretty beat up. Has cracks right here, as you can see, and so that's what the normal body looks like. I decided to paint my own, which I'll discuss in another video for you, but this is a review. So, anyways, while discussing the stock body, when it's not like this, obviously, but when you buy one, it's very nice, and it has a lot of details. This one has kind of extra stickers, but they come with really quality bodies that are fairly thick Lexan bodies, and really high quality. So that's a plus for this RC car. Anyways, let's forget about these bodies. While mine has a couple of modifications to it, it's not completely stock, but these are the stock wheels. Probably professional RC car people don't really use these anymore. I use these when I'm bashing my RC car, which bashing means that you're not really racing it, you're just like messing around with it. A professional wheel, like Pro Line, would look like this. Look more like this. See? It has that dot right there indicating that what softness it has, because the grip is really important, because since this is an off-road vehicle, it has to perform well on clay-based dirts, well, depending on what track you're racing at. But anyways, this is what a professional wheel looks like. Not that flashy, but it has an extreme amount of grip, and that, like I said, that dot indicates how soft or sticky it is. So that's a comparison of the stock wheel, which is the one with the silver rim, compared to a Pro Line. Oh no, this isn't Pro Line. This is AKA, I don't know which one that one is. I forgot what the company is called, but that's how a professional RC wheel looks. Anyways, back to the main thing. These professional RC cars, they come with these batteries. Well, now the big thing is LiPo batteries, which they look like either like this, which is a hard one, or they come in like soft, like almost like little baggy / boxes cells. This is I don't know how many cells, I think 2, but you can get different cells and all kinds of different combinations of different power and all that stuff. So back to the vehicle. It's a very sturdy vehicle if you treat it nice. if you treat it not nice, it'll still hold up to plenty of abuse. You know, besides these things, sometimes they break. I've had this one break, one of these sides, I think 2 times, but I was doing some really nasty bashing where I was crashing it into things on purpose, which no professional, you know, RC hobbyist will really recommend. All these metal parts, like shiny parts, kind of bling for the RC, they're not really, some of them are necessary and have a lot of value among like racers, but to bashers you won't really notice a full difference. Besides having, obviously you're not going to break these metal parts unless you're doing some crazy stuff, but these metal parts, you're only going to notice really them if you're like heavy duty racer and you finely tune your vehicle, which this is not finely tuned, and because they prevent the body from flexing, which makes it harder to accelerate faster, because when you're accelerating with a vehicle that's made out of this plastic material and you accelerate fast enough and you have a powerful enough motor, it'll actually bend the plastic for a quick second before it starts accelerating. But with these, obviously these metal parts are more rigid, and so they provide less flex, which is wanted among RC racers. So this, as you can see, has plenty of suspension travel right here. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. I don't have a brushed motor in there right now, and brushed ESC, HPI, nothing special for the electronics, but I have all these upgraded suspension parts and all that stuff, all that jazz. These aluminum shocks, which are really nice. The only real thing, you don't need the actual body of the shock if you want more, like, if you want tougher shocks. You just need the shock cap and this metal part in here. Those are the most important things. So these stuff in this hobby is very expensive, and like I think for these things I got probably got ripped off, but I got them for like $120, I think. And if you want to save money, you don't need to buy the whole thing. You can just buy these shock caps and then these new things, which you don't really need, because these when you buy the vehicle come plastic, and that can easily break. But well, not on actually HPI's plastic is so high quality that it can stand up to a lot of abuse, so you don't necessarily need to change anything on here if you're just gonna bash it. But obviously every time you break something, you want to replace it with a better component as opposed to the same one, you know. So you can treat a vehicle like that and break stuff, you get better stuff, you know. I just kind of went all out and like to spend money and waste my money, so I got this stuff, even though I don't really race this vehicle. This is a good vehicle for beginners because it's obviously off-road, and off-road vehicles tend to be more like tough and forgiving than on-road vehicles, which they appeal to people because, you know, the cars look realistic. You could get like a 65 Shelby Mustang body, but when it comes down to it, with a vehicle that's off-road, you're gonna be like doing jumps and, you know, all kinds of stuff, going off-road in the grass. Well, not too much, but on the dirt, in hills, and, you know, that kind of stuff. But on an on-road vehicle, you're basically stuck on pavement, smooth pavement, blacktop possibly, depending on, you know, how like roadworthy your car is. But you should definitely get an off-road vehicle before you want to get an on-road vehicle, so you can get used to it, and because they're very different than normal RC cars. RC cars, are crap, the toy ones, compared to these. If you have a friend, just to ask them to try it out, and don't destroy it for him, because these are really expensive. Obviously, you can kind of see the quality of this. They're heavy, they got weight to them. Heavy things are expensive, right? Well, this thing's heavier than your average toy RC and bigger. This thing's, and this isn't even like 1/5 scale, 1/4 scale cars are like huge compared to this. This is a 1/10 scale short course truck, in case you were wondering. This thing you could get for possibly $180. I think that's how it comes if you buy it straight from HPI. If you get it like from someone that's if it's used, you could probably get less for it. Mine has all these shiny parts. People make, they say they up the price and all that stuff. So these things are kind of expensive. Probably $100 for all of those shiny parts, but it's not really. Don't let them try to hike the price up too much, And plus, if it's used, you don't know what the history of the vehicle is, and that basically, if you're buying a used vehicle, discount all the electronics, because you don't know what they've been through. You don't know if they really work unless they're guaranteed. They could work one day, the day that you get it, and then fail the next day. So pretend like these electronics aren't even there. Don't forget about them. Just worry about and forget about the body. See, this body is pretty nice, and if I put this on some crappy vehicle, someone might buy it because they like it, and it covers up all the crap underneath. But it's not about that. It's not about, well, maybe about these things, but not about the electronics, because for all you know, these things could be messed up, So you pretend like that's not even part of the equation. Don't let them use that as a bargaining tool against you, because all you're really worried about is the actual meat of the vehicle. The tires, you can buy new ones. Electronics, you can buy new ones. Anything on your RC vehicle is replaceable. So basically, all in all, just have a good time with RCs. They're really fun, and for new people to this, they're expensive, but it's worth it. Especially if you like it and you get all into it. You can get all into this hobby right here, and it'll suck your money dry, but it's really fun. And as a little kid, I loved cars, and so this just like feeds my addiction to this kind of stuff. Maybe a father might want to get this, well, not this, but maybe a smaller car for his son to like learn how to use tools and stuff. They use real screws and all that. Well, they use Allens, depending on your vehicle. HPI uses Allen wrenches for their screws, and for people that don't want to work on a real car, it's pretty fun to work on this car. This thing goes right here. Oops. So that's basically it.